We're here on Eternity's Edge. In the top left, we've got Solar, Zerg player. And in the bottom right, we have Byun. Now, this is the 8 workers start. I know we already skipped the first 10 seconds, so you didn't see the 8 workers. That's fine. This is the fast production hatchery here. So you can see those larvae spawn really quickly. And I really want to see how Solar makes use of this. There was apparently a small break. And now they're fighting about something. Which of course happens with Byun all the time. Because he's Byun. No, he just makes fun of everybody. Okay, so Byun is going for a CC first here. And this is a pool first build from Solar. So I give the edge to Byun, right? He's gonna have that better economic opening. A pretty ballsy move on a 2-player map. Now there are more 4-player maps in the pool. I don't think in this particular tournament they had those already. And we won't see that many for the RSL qualifier later. Byun is behind. Not sure what he's talking about. 5-0. This is probably Sugo. It's like Esgo. Sko. You can't pronounce it. Sko. Not sure what it's supposed to mean. Okay, so going into barracks afterwards and double gas here. On the other side, we still have to wait and see what... Really, this might be the first game I'm seeing here from Solar on this patch, so I'm really curious what he's gonna do, what he is up to. Gonna go into a pool, into the hatchery, into the gas, and then gonna saturate that after he has the 16 on the minerals. And that means he is gonna have very fast queens, but very slow speed. And the well, he is gonna have like an extra queen basically. Now double SCVs in the geyser, and this is funny, right? There's only 14 working here, so this is a very unoptimized way of mining right now. Kind of a middle of the road thing from Byun here. You should learn Korean. It isn't any more difficult than other languages, probably, yeah. Doesn't, like, it's a little bit difficult in the way that they have different vowels. They have like 11 vowels or something. And if you really want to learn it properly, it's actually really difficult. But if you just don't care that much, and it's good enough, you know, for like daily language, probably it's not that difficult. Oh, 3rd CC very fast, yeah. So he's going to do that 3cc Hellion Banshee opening most likely, and this is just a different way. Like, you have way less workers with this. That means... Oh, there's a freaking party over here. I haven't seen these guys before. So that means that this build would be way more fragile against any all-ins that might hit it. Like a Ravager all-in would be insanely powerful because you have way less workers, so if you lose those workers it hurts you way much more. And like a Ravager all-in that would already be hitting right now, like the 1 base all-in, you can probably play it even faster now. I'm not sure. We have less workers. Thank you for streaming this. So this is not the live bracket yet. It will be starting in about 40 minutes. We're just running through some older games. I say old, it's still from this patch. It is from last week. Like 5 days ago, so it's pretty new, pretty fresh here. Just to kill some time. And this was a best of 5 between Solar and Byun for the Pigosaurcup, so they also played in the tournament where there was money on the line. This specific match was the semi-finals, so advancement to the grand finals. The difference between I think at least a $50 upwards and into a potential $150 plus. Now we have the factory getting that reactor, and he's making 2 more barracks. So he's using that factory solely for add-on production, and he's on way less aliens, like 6 aliens. I guess it is usually the number you kind of go for, but we've seen in the past patch a lot of people, if they commit to a lot of hellions, it's more like 8 to 10 most of the times. Sometimes even 12, where they leave like a couple behind. We have seen, of course, always like 3 or like odd numbers, 3 to 5. Sometimes only 4, sometimes only 2, or just a 1 to just boost up your marine production a little bit faster. So that's kind of what Byun is doing here, and he will delay, or be a little bit later, I should say, on that medevac production. This particular way of going through things. He's gonna boost his marine production, he's gonna delay the tank production, and he's gonna delay the medevac production a little bit. But he has these 6 hellions now on the map here, roaming. He does have 1 banshee, I want to say. Oh, it's actually 2. They do have cloak. They're coming in right now here, hitting those queens. And solar. He doesn't have the lair. He doesn't have the detection. So this is an issue. He's gonna lose so much transfuse energy. And Byun is just focusing on the high energy queens, but there's that overseer morphin right inside of those banshees, so he's gonna pull away. He will get 2 more queens, I think, if he focuses correctly. Oh, he loses actually that banshee, and he loses the second banshee because it's gonna be on the high ground where the overseer can see it still. Of course, it can spot there. The hellions needed to go back because there was a little bit of a ling run by. You see these marines are hurt because they did stim against the lings. Shoot them away. The lings didn't really do that much. There's another break apparently. But yeah, you see the lings didn't kill anything. He killed 3 marines. That's fine. And he lost 5 lings. Now we do have the armorer coming behind this here. 2-2 should be starting very nice on time for Byun. But you can see that the barracks production is delayed. He's finally up to 5 barracks here. It's still far away from the 8 barracks we usually see with this style, with the second factory and the new command center coming up here, number 4. The growth is pretty stable though for our Terran player. On the other side, Solar expanding into a 5th location. I really like this kind of idea as a base. It's very harassable from the other side. Really interesting concept here to the map. Combat shields about halfway done. We do see the baneling speed also about halfway done. Against Byun you don't really engage without baneling speed. It's just something you don't do because you're gonna lose your banes. It just doesn't work against this guy. It's like some of those people, they just, you can't fight them with slow banes. That would be your Marus, your Byuns, your Clems. They're just so good in that micro aspect. It just doesn't make any sense. They know how to target this correctly. They know where to retarget the siege tank fire, when to prioritize the marine micro on that. And we do have a good surround though. Baneling speed is finished up, and that's the moment where you're able to strike your solar. That's a pretty good cleanup. Oh, this is a nice drop location though. This tank, oh my god, a few marines do get dropped out on the north, but he does kind of hold the tower. That's funny. That's a really good trade there in the end for Byun. A little bit sloppy from Solar. He didn't have any support units to kind of clear out the medevac, even though he has the Hydra Den. He's just starting the Hydra production up right now. And this base is kind of a placeholder right now, but remember, 5 bases, 5 hatcheries, it's a lot of lava production. Remember that speed up for the lava production is 10%. It's like a mini chrono boost permanently, right? It's really thick and strong. So that is a very powerful tool in itself. Having just that one hatchery, if you're playing a ling heavy style, to get that much lava out. 10%, it is a lot. You can make 10% more lings, right? From the same production facilities, the same way you produce normally. You could like make the same amount of units, but then have 10% in drones additionally to that, right? There's so many things that this opens up for you, that additional lava production. It's a really powerful tool. Probably very kind of a subtle thing to notice during the game, but it is super strong. Some nice Widowmine connections. Oh, that's a great one there at the tail end. And Byun's army is holding strong for now. He can pull back and not lose that group of units, which is very important here. Solar does manage though to fend it off, and he just buys enough time for himself to get the Lurker up and running here. We do have the first Viper out in a moment. Now 4 medevacs are gonna get scouted, but also this army on the side is gonna get found as well here by Byun. Byun is still moving into the center of the map though. In the meantime, his quadro drop is gonna be able to deal with this group of units that tried to do the run by, or walked into a wall with the tank behind. Pretty good setup. Solar's upgrades are coming along nicely. He's going onto that +2 melee. He already has the +2 armor completed, and he does go into the +1 missile attack. Oh, we have a nice swoop here in the north. But very good hot pickup, saves him the majority of these units, gets it out. Now we do have the lurkers already coming in, and coming online here very soon. He can morph them now, but there's no ghosts yet. And remember, ghosts did get a nerf and a buff. So what's the nerf? Of course, it does cost 3 supply again. I think they got like a slightly walking speed reduction. I'm not exactly sure on that. And the buff is that the steady shot they have, it does not get cancelled if they take damage. So if you do the steady shot and your opponent doesn't walk away, oh my god, the Viper could grab all of them. Okay, so he's gonna do the parasitic bomb, that's the grinding approach. But yeah, Byun needs to utilize these units. He's throwing down like so many additional command centers right now though. Kinda wanna have a quick look at the drop here, already being a lot of damage dealt to that. And the 3 dropships aren't really doing anything. There was a lot of wasted supply. He still has 1 sitting over here, but that's not even the full one. So that's a shame here. 1 Marine is still trying to do the damage, but this Spore did get 1 kill as well. Yeah, that's funny. It's a very difficult setup. Oh, this is in plain sight. He's making a turret next to it so he can kill it. That's so cute. Now both players are doing a lot of macroing here, a lot of teching up, +3 armor. 3-3 on the bio upgrades, +1 on tanks, +2 on vehicle armor. So Byun is transitioning into more tanks, but he will keep on producing Widow Mines, it seems. He doesn't have the Widow Mine upgrade. Oh, he does it, excuse me. He doesn't have the Drilling Claws. So now it's time. Solar wants to strike, he wants to reduce one of the bases here. But if he doesn't get this one, he at least wants to kill stuff over here. The depot is lower, that's a big mistake. That tank getting killed off quite easily. But luckily only links, no Banes in that group, so nothing to really blast up those SCVs. Maybe a tiny mistake here from Solar, there was a little bit more potential, I think. 90s Network on the way here. Hydra Dash on the way as well. And Solar needs to think about a new area to expand to. He only is using this as a placeholder for now, but stuff is starting to run out here in his main, in his natural. The patches are drying up here. We see this was on 1545, so those are getting very low. He needs to think about transferring those and then having them kind of safe as well. So you want to get your basically hatcheries up and out, right? You want to have 1 hatchery more forward than you're actually mining kind of in a game like this. Now coming in here with a huge attack, can Byun fend this off? He does have a good, nice setup here. A lot of stuff on the high ground. I think that's a very wasteful moment from Solar. And he needs to be careful that, I mean, he has a super bank, but he needs to be careful that Byun just cannot swing the hammer to him. Okay, so Solar will pick off this and he will secure the gold base to himself. Oh, he gets this one as well. 3 more bases, my god, this guy. And he has the lurkers now, so he's gonna put them in the Nidus and he's gonna put a Nidus into the Bane, I guess. I guess that's the idea. I don't know, maybe he's just gonna walk the lurkers inside, but there's a Widow Mine sitting. The tank is gone. He still has a few over here, but those are out of position. He's gonna unsiege one of those. He's gonna try to retake the space, but Solar once again coming with the sledgehammer in here. Doesn't really have too many Banes with this army though, but he just needs to kind of delay this position from getting set up. That's all he needs to do. Grabbing the Spire right now, he's grabbing Burrow, he's waiting for his +3 armor. He's not going into an Ultralisk Cavern yet. Some nice blinding clouds here. Tank not able to shoot at all. Hydras are going to pick off one of the commands that is not going to be cancelled. The other one is going to get killed by Banes and Lynx at the same time. We do have a run in here from these lurkers hitting depots. And I was saying, this tank, it's out of range. Even though the Widow Mine got a good hit in, it doesn't really kill any lurkers. You need to be careful, it doesn't really want to run the Marines in. You kind of need to micro this correctly here, or you will lose a lot of them. He does manage to pick this off, finish this one. So this base might be interesting for Byun to take because it's like inside the push path. But then again, he kind of needs to secure this low ground and get that gold and kind of cancel that out. I mean, Solar has so many things going on for him right now. These bases over here, he's finally saturated this one. Probably needs to get up a few geysers, but he has a lot of gas, so it's not that important. And I'm curious to see if he ever goes into Ultralisks or not. Now we will see the first few ghosts come on to the field very soon. They are in production right now. Oh, they are actually the first few are already here. I think they had like 4 or something on the movement speed, so now they're like 3.8 or so. It's still pretty fast, but not like a stimped bio unit. I think they were about as a stimped bio unit. And Widowmine setup here looks really good if you can get the right connections. Unfortunately, it's only a few links here. The army is there though. Nice lift on the command center. I like that. Get that into safety. Don't lose this one right now. Even if you have so many to spare, you don't really want to lose them for free. Pretty good defense overall here, and a very sloppy attack again from Solar, but he has so much money to spend. This guy is rich. Now this is an orbital command. Now he could lift this. The issue though is, I mean, he's gonna lose so many series, but he still has so many, and he's remaking 5 already here, so no biggie. And he will keep this command center alive. I like this choice that it is a orbital command. Of course he loses the full mineral line, but that's fine. If you can keep this command center alive, you will have that up and running immediately again. And he still has like SCVs over here, there's a few over here. Okay, so they're mostly mining gas. There's a few oversaturated on this spot. And he's transferring some right now, but there's another run in. Maybe he wants to think about setting up a few bunkers here, even as funny as that sounds. Oh, he still keeps us alive, pretty good. As funny as it sounds, just getting a few obstruction in for your tanks against melee composition is so strong, so powerful. Like even making some E-base is pretty good. Like E-base do have a lot of health. You can even make some barracks. They have 1000 health for 150 minerals. It is very cheap. And they can be used as production facilities. You don't really want to get add-ons on those, I think. But just to have them in the way is a pretty good moment, and have them as backup facilities for your production. Now more and more banelings crashing into SCVs. He's killing so many workers. Oh my god, he's going in with the Hydras again, and he will finally pick off this command. So that was a bait. Pretty nice tactical move here by Solar. Very nice army movement there. And in the meantime, he's trying to get something done with the lurkers on the other side. He does get a lift on this command center, and now Byun is not mining. Like, this is all. He's starting to do a repush here on that gold base, trying to get the Zerg off his lawn, basically. But this is not really working out. He's simply a little bit too slow. These walls, the obstructions, they're not there. And he's moving just a tiny bit too slow. This command center might get cancelled. Actually, he will be able to finish this. The Liberators are going to keep this safe. That is still lifted. These guys need to drop mules. Byun needs that money. Now, Solar did spend most of his bank, but he still has so many bases that are mining right now. He needs to get on that gas, by the way. You really want to mine that as fast as possible. It's a pretty exposed location. Oh, that lurker is shooting down so many SCVs. Oh, he's not scanning. Oh, there we go. But he killed 13 SCVs, so now we're running dry. 55 is still pretty good, but man, Byun is hurting. And behind that, like, Solar, he did lose 6 workers. He lost 1 hatchery. We have 77 workers. We have 1 made command center, 1 orbital, and 2 planetaries that were lost. This is so much of the infrastructure being lost, or of the economical infrastructure from Byun here. Another push into the base here. So many tanks though. I don't think that Solar can break this, but he's just reducing that worker count over and over again, and he's killing so many mules. They don't show up here, but he's killing so many mules. I wonder if they show up here. No. That's actually painful. I know it's only energy, but man, this is actually painful. Okay, so this is, again, this is not from the qualifier yet. The qualifier starts in 20 minutes. This is from this Pigosaurcup from last week, but it is, of course, on the current patch. And yes, Byun will be most likely playing in the qualifier, but Solar won't, because Solar is already qualified, of course, from his round of 8 standing. from the last patch. Was he even round of 4? I can't remember. But yeah, he had a pretty good run, so. Coming again here. Man. Zerg, look at that production. He has so many hatcheries at this point as well. He's even mining from Byun's side of the map at this point. He's starting to run dry on his old locations here, so I guess he kind of needs to go there eventually. But he's so spread out on the mining, it's pretty good. Wait, Solar was second place? Am I missing something? Was he second place? RSL? Wait. I probably need to recheck that. Alright, commands. Man, that lava. That was already off the creep. He's trying to creep down here again. Another army coming in. The tank line pretty sick though. There's no support with this. Coming in a straight line. Not gonna be helping you here, Solar. He's trading so inefficiently, but he's mining so much more. That, look at that, 3k advantages at times here once he kind of lifts these bases. That's so insane. Now this goal needs to be set up here for Byun. He needs to get something mining additionally to this one base. He's literally on this one base and it's starting to run dry as well. Another swing here from Solar, just Ling, Bane, Hydra until the Doctor comes. He's even killing additional command centers here on the north that needs to get repaired. Byun needs to be on that. He loses so many things. Tanks that get grabbed and all that kind of stuff. He's making one more tanks. How many tanks did he lose? 18 tanks at this point. 100 SCVs against 1,000 links. Oh my god. 100 Banelings. I mean, those are only the ones he loses. So basically those are the ones that got shut down. The ones that connect, they don't count into the lost department. So Zerg actually, if they play a Baneling composition, do lose more units than they, or spend more money than they actually shows up in the units lost. What was it, round of 4? Yeah, that makes sense. And I think we had Lambo, right, as well, down there. It was in round of 4 or something. Round of 6. Byun is trying to push in a little bit here right now, but that's not really working out for him because he simply lacks the units. He still has a big standing army, but it's not here. It's mostly in tanks. It's a lot of medivacs. He does have 9 ghosts, of course. That's inflating the supply a lot. 10 tanks and like 1 marauder. That's his bio. That's crazy. He has 1 freaking marauder and he has no money. He's landing a bunch of mules, but again, that's the 1 marine he has right now. And he's killed and he's dead. He has nothing to deal with links right now. It's so crazy. He's moving with tanks in normal mode against links because he's simply lacking the units. He doesn't have any marines. He doesn't have any SCVs really. I mean, this is muled down to the limit right now. The things are starting to fall apart here for Byun. Oh, Broodlord's now coming in as well. But the snipes are there, but not enough. Did the snipe actually... I think it was a little bit... Was it less energy? Was it 50 or was it now? I think it got more expensive, didn't it? Huh? 75. Goes pretty nerfed, don't they? You kind of still need to make them because you don't really have anything else. Byun is coming to GG here. What a game though! Crazy first game of this series here. And we might be able to check out one more game, I think. And then we're gonna start the qualifier here. I already see Cure in the channel, so he will be playing as well, I think. Let me have a quick look at the sign up. Of course, we will be having some no-shows, as always is the case. And yeah, let's go into this first here. Second map between Solar in the top left and Byun in the bottom right. We are on Rainfall, as I like to call it, Rainfall. Currently in the bracket we do have Byun, we do have Trigger, we do have Nightmare, we do have Cure, we do have Percival, we do have Rex, we do have Zaun, and we do have me. sign up. So that's that. Of course, no Zerg, really. I guess Rex is there, but he's not considered to be a super top tier player, while he is gonna be very strong still. And we need to see who actually is gonna accept the invites or is gonna play. Now, I don't know about Trigger. I have seen already online Cure and Zaun, so I'm kind of confident that those two are gonna show up. Cure, of course, already in the channel, so should be pretty safe that he's gonna play. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna have a couple of very good series here, but mostly TVP is what I'm expecting. Maybe we can see some PvP. That's really what I want to see right now, because I don't have no clue with the new changes to the way how Pro does macros, how a high level PvP should play out. It's like completely insane to me now. You can do crazy things with Protoss now. You can do like a one base DT rush with fast warp-ins. It's insane. It's so powerful. You just need a pylon somewhere close to your opponent. It's so inexpensive right now. It's insane. And you can get the gas so fast. So low minerals, you cannot get up a Nexus. And your opponent, he needs to kind of decide if he wants to go for the Nexus or if he wants to go for unit production or like a tech, right? So, and even if he goes into a lot of units, his tech might be a little bit too late. And Byun just setting up that Rex into CC again here. So this is kind of his standard, the one he prefers right now. Maybe he doesn't really have anything else mapped out yet, but it is working pretty okay. Of course he did go into that CC first, so I guess he has that mapped out as well in the last game. This game is gonna be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit faster on the tech. Even though I think he played a fine game last game, it wasn't really the opening that got him behind. It was kind of the way of the... I think in the mid game, how he lost that drop. And how his kind of harassment got defended on a lot of fronts. And then he really fell apart in the pressure. So, like his pressure fell apart basically. And Solar had so much freedom to do anything. It might have been the map, which did play a big role in that, but I think also the production is just pretty brutal to play up against here. In the hands of someone like Solar, a macro god. At the Zerg macro. You love it when people complain about the current balance. I can't take out Trigger, definitely not. He's gonna micro me to death with one probe, probably. Tech lab on the barracks here, so no starport, 3rd CC. No second gas yet. And usually you see the starport before the tech lab, so this is gonna be a faster stim timing most likely. Byun, of course, is loving those marines, loving that stim, loving that live, and there we go. So this will be most likely like a 3 barracks follow-up, kind of what I'm expecting. Could even be like a 4 racks follow-up. Byun sometimes plays these kind of weird starts without any medevacs and just into a very fast push. But then he kind of needs to throw down the barracks now, and that's exactly what he's doing now. Is he going up to 3 or is this gonna be 4? It looks like it's only gonna be 3, and then he probably throws down the starport very soon behind this as well. There's no engineering base yet. It doesn't help that those are called engineering base and evolution chambers. I'm always messing up. Which one? Now he's gonna do a dive with the Hellions here. Not sure if I like this one. It's gonna sacrifice all of his map presence for 1 drone potentially. So far so good. Pretty good defensive from Solar, but I guess Byun does get out, so he doesn't really lose a Hellion, only the Reaper. It's a Reaper for a drone and maybe like a few links. So okay-ish, I want to say. It's a little bit sad that he doesn't really have a tank now for the Hellions to try and go in and snipe these Crypt Tumors, so every time he's gonna go in, he is on the risk of losing a Hellion, of course. Now we do have the starport coming in here. He needs to get that factory in a position where he can actually put that add-on on. Where he can make one add-on. I mean, there's so much space in your base, bro. Why are you putting everything down there? Now look at that. This Hellion is already getting very low, so if he goes close again, he might be able to get picked off here. We do see the double the double engineering bay here from Byun this game. So he still is gonna wait for 1-1. That means he's gonna wait for the medevacs. It's just a little bit of a later... I guess he's gonna have a little bit more of an earlier power spike in the mid-game. He's gonna go up to 5 barracks now. But he will not have the Banshees. Now, if you remember back, the Banshees last game, they didn't really do much. I mean, it's a safety mechanism anyways, right? You kind of make them because you're afraid of a roach all-in. Which could always happen. There's one Hellion down. It kind of ran through the water and then... Oh man, look at how slow these queens swim. And now they swim fast. Gotta love the Overlord reflection down here. Oh. And then there's fire. Bailing Nest on the way here. And Lair is about to finish up. Pretty late Lair. We already have 4 bases here. 1-1 is about to finish up. And there's actually the 5th base coming online. Very late on that Lair timing here for Solar, I want to say. Finally getting that up. It's probably going to start bailing speed as soon as this one's going to finish here. We should see it clicked any moment. Okay, so it doesn't waste it time or much time on it. And he will not forget it because there's that pressure right now. It's a pretty good, actually, timed out pressure, I want to say, from Byun, because it's the exact moment when bailing speed starts. So against someone who can just execute this build order, or these 2 build orders correctly, the one that Byun has, if he just puts pressure onto the other guy, sometimes he might forget the bailing speed, so there's a potential that you can forcefully open up a window for yourself to have a really strong follow-up push. And putting the Marines in this half-dead medevac against the spore-liking Solar, not sure how much I like the idea. Needs to be a little bit careful with that. Those guys are gonna bleed out anyways. We do see the second factory here. It's gonna be some Widow Mines first. But let's see how Byun can make that happen. Oh yeah. I love that. I'm at work right now. Please add me on Discord. I'm sorry, bro. We don't do Discords here. Okay. Now, you can just follow the channel. Do have a push here from Byun, but there's no big support units with this. And if he doesn't get good connections on the mines, which he doesn't really, there's a lot of friendly fire. The reproduction wave here with the queens as the reinforcements are going to push us back quite easily, and he needs to be careful now that he does not lose these medevacs. Already taking half damage on one of those. Take my energy, Byun. Can he make it happen? So far it's not really looking that great for our blue Terran, but he is going up to a 4th base. He's throwing up down these additional barracks. He is working on his 2-2, so things are not looking that terrible back at Byun home. But there's no tanks, so there's no big anchor points, and it's again a Lingbane Hydra composition. I really like this choice from Solar, by the way, like going so heavy on that composition in general in this series. It's just a super strong, standard way of playing the game. It is really that, and look at that, man. The creep is... Those guys are dancing on creep. And if you don't know what the meta brings, just do Lingbane Hydra. It is pretty strong, it is very powerful. So whenever you think the meta is broken, you just do that, and you're gonna have to force your opponent to think new. And think around that. Oh my god, will he lose that medevac, I think? Yeah, actually, oh my, yeah. He just GG's. So he loses that push in the bottom, and he loses the medevac. He's behind so many army supply, so much army supply right now. But we're about to start. And it's gonna be a TVZ from last week, but it's still good. I hope it's good. It looked really good so far. We did see this guy here already earlier. Solar, he did manage to take 2 maps. And is up now 2-0 against this dude in the top left. So he needs to come back here in this best of 9. No, best of 5. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Byun, can he bring it back? I hope the hotkeys are not completely messed up. I think it should be fine. Okay, we got sound. For a moment I was like, holding my breath. Do we actually have sound? Okay, so by the way, if you guys were wondering, the RSL format, it's not decided yet, but apparently a reset will be very difficult to do because of the scheduling, of course, for the main stage, which makes sense, or the stage stuff, right? They're gonna be playing on the stage there on BlizzCon. That means a reset is probably gonna be very difficult to manage. And yeah, the only information I got so far is it's still undecided what kind of format they're gonna do there. It's gonna be a best of 7. It could even be a little bit different. It could be like a best of 9. It could be best of 7 or best of 9, where the upper bracket person already has like a map win, right? So essentially the last map is not going to be played. So I kind of would like that, actually, you know, like a best of 9 with 1 map advantage. A best of 7 with 1 map advantage feels a little bit weak, but yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Maybe they're fixed on the best of 7 or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, they're still deciding on what actual format they're going to be using for that BlizzCon stage. And of course, if you have a stage which you're kind of renting, not really, right? But they're in like some kind of agreement, of course. Maybe they're even paying money or something to be there, I'm not sure. But well, so essentially what happens is they are renting the equipment, or they're like borrowing that and borrowing the stage, and they will be able to have that tournament run there in front of that audience at BlizzCon, which is going to be cool from RSL, right? It's been a while since we've had something at BlizzCon for StarCraft 2, and then we have 2 even. That's really cool. So yeah, I really dig that one. Now, of course, it also does limit you in even if you had that freedom before as the tournament organizer. Hey, what do you want to do for formats and stuff? If it's online, it's completely free and up to you. It only kind of depletes your own time, that's it. But if you're on that stage, well, that's a lot of cost that does come along per minute, basically, that you're generating there. So you kind of need to account, you need to have like a rough plan, and you cannot just do everything freely as you want. So there are some limitations. That means we will have probably a different format than the last season. And there have been a lot of things against these resets recently. Like, I'm not a huge fan myself. I used to think, hey, actually that's the fairest way. But then, now I'm like, actually after seeing it a few times, having it kind of lived through it a few times myself, I'm not a big fan anymore, I have to say. I don't really like this style. It feels very off. Also for the viewers, like, why the one guy wins 4 times, the other guy wins 2 times. Why is he the guy that wins 2 times a champion? It's difficult in an upper bracket, lower bracket thing. And I hated on the map advantage thing before. But at this point, I'm almost like, yeah, let's just do map +1 map win. I mean, having no advantage from the winner's bracket is a little bit meh, right? You get an advantage maybe in the map vetoes, and that's it. That's very, very, very minor. And the other guy like could lose once and then he's still in and then still gonna just win, yeah. The +1 map, I'm not the huge fan, but I like that being an advantage there. And I feel with a best of 9 format, for example, a +1 could be pretty good. Because usually best of 7s can be really powerful and close, if it's 4-3, for example. But they can also be washes, and if it's 4-2, it doesn't really feel close anymore. At least not that close. It can be, like we did have one, but yeah, like best of 9s, 5-3 or something. It's very, very difficult. Like, even though like a 3 to in a best of 5, right? 3 maps is pretty big, but then of course 5 maps also. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit torn about this still. But definitely I'm kind of going against the reset policy recently. I feel like that's not really what we intended for it to be, and I think we should probably abandon the idea eventually in favor of trying something else at least. A very nice deny here on that creep for Byun with those Hellions. He's doing very well for himself. But Solar going into Le Spire. That's the first time he's unpacking that Spire package. Before he did play Lingbane Muter. This time it's gonna be Lingbane Spire Muter. What did he play? Lingbane Hydra, okay. What did I say? Muter? I don't know. He's going into Lingbane Muter, a iconic composition, of course. Maybe only for StarCraft 2. Ling Muter, of course, was the iconic composition for StarCraft Brood War. This has not been scouted. We still do see some missile turrets, which is interesting. So he kind of was tipped off by something that it's going on here. Like, you're going Spire this game, aren't you? Maybe Solar told him himself. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the map. Maybe it's something else, like the Queen Count or something he did see. But he is going into some missile turrets for defense already in the mineral line. So he's kind of anticipating a few muters at least. And there they are. They're gonna be having a hard time here, running into a missile turret right off the bat. And there's the guy inside the turret who's spinning and shooting the rockets, like this dude. Look at him. Can you see him? Let's have a look at the different turret over here. There he is, he sits there. He has like that target thing, the red target thing. There he is. Has like a grey helmet. Do you want to sit in a turret and spin all day? Would you be up for that? Like constant spinning? I don't know. Not sure if I could do that. Then he goes to spinning again. Like, is there a coffee break or something on those? They don't even give you food, yeah, right? It costs 0 supply. That's true. It's a building, he can make as many as he wants. Is the only unit structure, the unit that can't move, which is essentially structure and doesn't cost any supply. So it's like a visual, actual living being. That's a little bit rough. And visual, that makes more sense. Which does not cost supply. Nice snipe on the SCV there. Let's get out with all the mutas, so he will regen that health. 1-1 upgrades. Actually, should be starting the carapace. Doesn't really have the money right now for it. You're just coming in here for the defense. They're just roaming a little bit on the map. Very defensive play from both players so far. A Thor on the way. Thor is here. There we go. Mechanical Master class super weapon. It's gonna be good against that flock of mutas. There's 18 mutas against 1 Thor. That should be the math that we're looking at here. If we get a couple turrets with that Thor especially. And it's gonna pop here just at the right moment, it seems like. If Solar decides to go in, try to arrest the space, he's gonna hit a Thor shot. But I think he's just going into the mains. Unfortunately, Thor's a little bit off. A few Marines here. Gonna snipe the first muta. Needs to be careful, man. Those mutas are very flimsy. Nice snipe on this base. Lingbane coming for the reinforce though. I'm gonna push off that Terran group from that creep. And in the north, everything out of position now. A nice attempt at sniping the space here. Widow Mines dealing some friendly fire is not really what you're looking for. And now the mutas, if they come back at the right moment, could pick off these medevacs. They're going for the 1 medevac in the south first though. And they will kill off the medevac. I guess the units first and then the medevac. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had a good time. I hope you learned something for your own game. And yeah. Make sure to tune in again, yeah? Only 2 times a week though, unfortunately. Tomorrow though is going to be another one. But yeah, if you haven't yet, make sure to follow the YouTube as well here, Mapu, not the Brood War one, but Mapu Gaming one. That's going to be the one where all the StarCraft 2 stuff is being uploaded. Daily content uploaded. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Hope you have a good one. Alright, so now we have the Thor here pushing with the bio. If he can get some good Bane connections, he can definitely decimate this army, but needs to be careful. He sees the Thor, he sees the move out, he's like, alright man, I can push with the Mutas first. He's gonna lose the hatchery though, no cancel. Can push with the Mutas first. He does not actually kill these turrets fast enough. He loses a couple Mutas as well. Marines coming in here, but they are not gonna be high in number to actually win the fight, and this base is gonna get killed off most likely. Oh, it's on creep, so it wasn't the worst. But that was a bad position for those Banes. Oh, double Widow Mine, that could be huge. Oh, yes, one shot. So not the big double shot, but one good connect there on the Mutas is gonna deter those. And Ultralisk Cavern time. Okay, so good action here from Byun. He kind of kills this base, still has a forward position. He keeps this one alive. He loses a bunch of workers and units, but that's fine. He's still maxed. He's still at 80 SCVs. He's at 2-2 on the bio. He gets 3-3 right now. And he's pushing in with the army now. I'm not sure if you really want to walk on creep here right now with this flimsy of a ball of bio. You need to wait for the reinforce maybe. Even the double Thor being under threat here. One Thor did go down. It's only Thor and Marine. And there's not that much anti-baneling. There's not really any Widow Mines really. So that's gonna be a tough fight here for Byun. If he ever steps on creep, he's gonna have a really bad time. Not sure if that army is enough here in the south. Maybe he chased the Mutas a little bit too far. He's gonna try to evacuate, but that's 3 picks now. Just gonna stay under it with the links, and he's gonna kill everything and every last of those Terran units. Big medevac fleet here. We do see that command center going over to establish another base here for Byun. 5 bases. And did reset up the turrets on this base. He's kind of losing these Thors to links. Yeah, no AoE is really hurting him there. Nice Widow Mine shots though into the cluster of Mutas. But he only has some defensive Widow Mines, that's all. He's losing some medevacs at this point. Byun is not really moving his army correctly. He's not really making the correct units, it seems like. He's not kind of utilizing the correct units to fight where he needs to utilize them. Okay, so this drop is going to be nice, but is it actually going to be enough here? They are not stimmed, these Marines, and they're running into an Ultralisk right now. They're going to be dropped here on the high ground, on the main base, but Mutas already moving in for the killing move, and they will clean this up completely. He's still remaking more Mutas. And yeah, I mean, the only saving grace for this base right now is that it's still unscouted, but if this is ever seen, it's gonna be an easy pick here for Solar. So he does remake reactors now. He's done with the Thors. He never really got a good connection on the cluster. He's done with the Thors. He's just going into mass Widow Mines now. Ooh. Yeah, I can't see Solar getting broken here anytime soon. He's expanding more and more. He's pushing out the creep, even though the creep has been slowed down quite considerably here. It's starting to grow out again. I mean, now we do have the Ultralisks. They're almost fully upgraded. Only missing that +3 attack. And we do see actually really good upgrades on those Mutas as well. +2 carapace, 2-2 Mutas are very powerful. So if it ever comes to any kind of Broodlord plays, like 3-3 Broodlords, you usually never see them, but they're gonna be so hard to deal with. Man, 3-3 Broodlords are insanely strong. They scale really good. Oh, he's dealing so much damage with these mutas. Can he get it before it shoots? He does. Byun is pulling back a bunch of marines here. Finally getting over there. Oh no, the mutas! There is a good engage here on the right side during that moment. Big Widowmine shot. That was a huge connection. That's safe beyond this position here. And breathing room for a moment, but he needs to get more of those. He cannot only rely on one hit is not enough. And a nice Widowmine shot is gonna kill off the observer. Oh, that poor queen. She was trying so hard to give birth to the tumor there, that she just got killed out. And yeah, the tumor got killed off as well. A Ling Muta run by a Thor and a Widowmine connecting on the same target, so not the biggest AoE damage there, unfortunately, on the cluster of Muta. As the Thor shot was a little bit slower than a missile from the Widowmine. Man, he's actually going for +3 attack. I wonder if he ever gets up to a Greater Spire. It's gonna be the unkillable Brood Lords. 5 commands, and this Byun is starting to deplete his bank in favor of that additional money income. Money sink. Trying to harass in the south, at the same time a big push in the north. Let's see the big push in the north first. Okay, now we're gonna check out the harassment. It's not even gonna kill the space here. The push in the north also not really able to break it for now. He will at least push off the drones. Bailings, as long as you have Banes, you have a chance to break the Terran army. And it might just be a tiny bit too much here. One Ultralisk with a bunch of Lings. Oh, it's so close. But in the end, the Terran army does survive here. Oh my god. And a few more Banes even run into that. He also does keep these bases alive. But Solar is just gonna come over and try to kill off the army. There's no more money. Byun just made 5 command centers. He just invested all of the money in that. And he hasn't get any return yet. Gee, he just spent his army. He just spent his army. That's an issue. There might be a timing window which is just right here for now, right now for Solar, where he can just kill off Byun, because Byun can't muster the reinforcements. Because he made too many command centers and lost them in his army. Like, the timing is just perfect for Solar. Byun is starting to run out of units here, even though he's doing some nice focus fire. All the Banes in that mineral line. Oh, another good connection there. And look at this base as well. That's already inside the production lines here. Intercepting those. Solar's dealing so much damage to Byun right now. GG's called. Solar does get the victory. That's the best of 5 for you. GG, well played here by Solar. And I have